To get nice and loosened up.
I had some issues that would just never really go.
Hold that. That was a much better jerk.
Like the girl squad today.
Girl squad! Girl power! Girl pal! Okay, no. No poking!
No pump, right?
Yeah, just do a couple of power snatches. Nice. Very nice. Does that feel like an alright way just to kind of get loosened up before you do some clean and jerks? Yeah. Straight up. Much better. You feel much faster? Nice. Same thing. Wow. You could go to 72 after that. That was very nice. Alright.
Double 75.
Nice. That was much better. You feel the difference? That's what it was. There was hardly any turning either. We're good. That was nice. Wow. Mary, you wobble from the right to left?
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
Oh, gosh. Only if you make it.
Same thing, go high.
Come on, get some fire in this pull. Straight up off the floor.
What the fuck? Oh my God. Stand up to that. The only person making it is
We're gonna do some mobility 101 with Miss Leanna Flowers White.
It's really important for your knees to touch your armpits. What?
I drift up a little in that split.
Oh God! What?
Dips and hard drive. Hey, that's what a jerk should feel like. That's what it should feel like.
What can I do? Like 80 again? Give it another go? Oh yeah, that is good.
You would get squished with anything else. You can do 82.
Oh, power or not? Come on! We don't get to decide,
Dip and hard drive. Should have driven up a little bit longer before you went next to it. That's still very nice.
What?
Oh, best jerk. Calm down, Mary. Calm down. Fire in school now.
Oh yeah!
Very nice. Where'd that come from?
What the fuck is that?
Civic? Is Is that you?
Yeah. That was like.
Nice.
Nice.
That was a much better jerk. That was the best one you did today.
I remember something.
Up. Big drive. Catch it with the legs. Very nice. You got one more clean and jerk in you. Slide those 5s underneath those 2.5s and take a nice long rest. You have all the time in the world you can to rest. You just got, come on. Big pull, stand right up. Let's see it go. Up. Nice and set. Hold that. All right.
Yay!
All right.
That was a start, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How heavy was it?
Same thing. Up and under.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Nice.
Julia, did you do 60?
So, I missed 100 the other night, so I'd like to get that tonight.
Nice.
Maybe you should. Don't tell me that. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
God. There she goes. Come on now.
Oh, that's hard. Now do. Yeah.
There you go.
Good job.
Oh.
She put a half kilo plate.
80. 80. Come on, Mary.
Do it.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Yes.
Good.
Way to stay in control too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so we're here at Chipotle. We just wrapped up a training session with Miss Julia and Miss Mary, and we kind of messed around a little bit on the squat jerk. As you guys have probably seen, if either of you follow these fine gals on Instagram, both of them have dabbled with all the different styles of jerking: split, power, squat, splot, whatever you want.
Much to our dismay.
Whatever you want to call it.
That one was not intentional, the squat.
Oh.
Just sort of happens sometimes.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. But I just wanted to ask each of them a little bit. Julia, you can start us off. Why did you try out all these different styles? Did you think it was cool, or did you just want to do what would give you the most Instagram followers, or what was kind of the thought?
Well, when I first switched, I wasn't even on Instagram, so that couldn't have been my motivation. I, like, as a beginner, started with split jerking, and I was never very good at it, to put it nicely. I had some issues that would just never really go away, specifically like really soft elbows and frequent lockout problems. And like, I would say I was kind of just trying it for fun one night, the squat jerk, because I don't know, I'd finished training, I was like, hey coach, like, this is a fun movement, why don't I give it a try? And in that one evening, I worked up to, like, at the time my best split jerk was 80, and I got to like 70 just working up that one night for fun. And so to me, like, it felt really natural, and that was kind of a sign that I should investigate it a little bit more. And then when I actually switched back to split jerk this past summer, it was kind of something similar. I was just playing around with it just to see how it felt, and it turned out like I got up to like 91, and at the time my best squat jerk was 96, and so to get to like 91 without ever having practiced that movement in the past 2 years, like kind of told me I should return to this and give it another try. And my arms were a lot better at that point. But it also showed me that the squat jerk served a really important purpose for that time period that I used it. So it was kind of for fun, but then when I actually started pursuing it, it was specifically to like maximize my potential.
Yeah, and Mary, I kind of have observed you the past couple of years, kind of like a little fly on the wall view with John coaching you. You started off with the classic split jerking style, and then John moved you over to power jerking, and then I guess you guys tried squat jerking for a while, and now you're here back to power. And Julia brought up a good point, and you tell me if this kind of applies to you, but she talked about like what felt best. So how did each one of these jerks and like the feeling behind each of them make you end up deciding upon one particular style?
Okay, so when I first started, I had a little bit of a strength background, but I don't think I had like overall strength. My core strength wasn't really there. So a lot of the power movements, they still are not my strongest side, but that power position, having something overhead and not being in like a full squat wasn't really strong. So it didn't feel comfortable. It didn't, like I always felt like my torso was being jerked in different ways, but when I was in a full squat, it felt very, very stable, very comfortable. And so I ended up trying squat jerk out for probably over a year, I think, and my clean and jerk shot up. And then again, like I moved back, and it was crazy like how the squat jerk really did serve a great purpose in creating some overall strength and stability in my jerks. So I don't know, we just kind of went with what felt right. The squat position is very, very natural to me, so that's what we kind of fell into until I got my strength base to, I guess, come up, and I could start exercising in more power positions.
I feel too like we're talking about how we switched back and forth a bunch and what felt good, and maybe to those listening it sounds like we're just kind of like going on a whim of what feels good, but I think it's really important to keep in mind that both Mary and I are in like a developmental stage of our weightlifting careers, and the beginning years, that's the time to try out these things and to figure out what actually does feel best. And at the time that I squat jerking absolutely felt best. It felt the most natural for me. And switching back to split jerk, I wouldn't say it feels like amazing yet, but the movement certainly is starting to feel more natural, and it's the time to really build these movements and ultimately figure out what is going to allow me to lift the most amount of weight. But now's the time to play with it at the lighter weights while we're still developing our technique.
The strength and this base.
And one of John's favorite phrases is just kind of like stuck out with me just hearing both of you talk. He would always love to say, if it feels good, then that's reason enough to do it. Regarding like how you choose to jerk, whether it's split, power, squat. And what also resonates with me, a couple of years back, I took a weightlifting seminar with Vladimir Safonov. I guess he's coming up around Canada pretty soon. And someone at the seminar asked him, how do you guys decide what style that a lifter uses when they perform jerks? Because they do have some pretty renowned squat jerkers, Abdi Elkadov, prime example, and he used the phrase, it's based on the will of the lifter. And if the lifter themselves has a predisposition, they have a tendency, they just want to try out one style, then they think that's reason enough to do it. I guess that about wraps it up.
Wait, I have something to say.